Today we're gonna make this really easy centerpiece inside a fresh pumpkin. I've got a white one here, but you could use orange or the deep kind of green colors. I love the fun gourds that are just kind of warty and crazy. So pick yourself a pumpkin, grab yourself some flowers, a mason jar, and water, and we'll get to arranging. So I've got a smaller size pumpkin here. This is what we're gonna work with. We're gonna cut open the top, take a little bit of the insides out, and then just drop a mason jar or a small vase down into the pumpkin. Use a sharp knife. I'm using my florist knife. You can probably use a carving knife as well. We'll see how well this works. Harder than I thought. Okay, we're gonna do this off camera. And the magic of TV, it's ready to go. So I have cut a small shape around my stem. Ew, or fun, depending on how you feel about it. And we're gonna take our vase. Of course it doesn't fit. And cut a larger shape. So I've got a decent sized hole at the top. I'm gonna take my mason jar and just slide it in like so. You're gonna fill your vase with clean water and flower food. And then we're gonna get designing. I'm working with a little bit of leather leaf today, some alstroemeria, hypericum berry, and then our sunflowers. I'm gonna start with my leather leaf. I'm gonna remove these lower laterals, give it a nice clean cut. I don't want any of my foliage to hit my water line, but I do want it to fill in a little bit. Next, I'm gonna go in with my alstroemeria. I wanna remove any of these lower leaves. I also like to remove these bottom leaves of the alstroemeria. They are gonna be the first things that start to wilt and go bad when the blooms still look beautiful. So I take those off as well. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the foliage from the bottom of my hypericum berries as well. So with our alstroemeria, I'm gonna go in with my first one. I want a little bit of height. It's so deceiving that your vase is not at the bottom of your pumpkin. Remember, your mason jar is only about that tall, so that may take some adjusting while you're arranging. I'm crossing my stems, placing them in at an angle, so that I'm creating a grid that are gonna hold all the rest of the stems in place. And just filling in my vase. Next, I'm gonna go in with my sunflowers. So I've placed these, I've placed one on top, two on the sides. My sunflowers, I'm gonna kinda do the opposite, fill in those holes. So one's gonna go right down in front. My next, I'm gonna do the same thing on the back side. And my last one is gonna go up high. Did you guys know that sunflowers can actually absorb toxins in the air? So I was reading up on my sunflower facts, and after a tsunami in Japan, a nuclear power plant was destroyed, and they planted millions of sunflowers to absorb that nuclear radiation that was in the air. How crazy is that? And pretty wonderful how nature can do that. Now I'm gonna go in with my hypericum, and I'm just gonna fill in my holes, giving everything a nice clean cut so that it gets a drink. Just like our skin, if you were to get a cut, it wants to heal itself. Your flowers are very similar. So whenever you lay them on the counter, if they're sitting there not being placed in water, they're gonna start to heal over. So always have a nice clean cut. Definitely this is the front of my pumpkin. This is sort of the bad side. So I wanna make sure my arrangement works with that side. But there we go, just a simple creative centerpiece. If you did this and you tell your friends and family, look, I made this, I put it in the pumpkin, I did these fresh arrangements, they're gonna be so impressed by you. So enjoy arranging with your flowers this month and shoot us any questions you may have.